Good afternoon. It's Chris Matthews talking to you this afternoon from his office rather than the workshop. This morning I received an interesting packet in the post from a good customer. He's a very keen deer stalker and he likes the way I make knives using pieces of antler that he sends me. Now, he said that he got a piece of red stag antler that he wanted me to make something from, and I chatted to him on the phone, and this little note arrived with some instructions, which is something for me to think about and follow. Now, this is the piece of antler in question. It's very nice. It's got some lovely character to it, and he specifically wanted to keep the rather rough exterior as in the top part of his hand, so that he felt that that was going to be just perfect for him. So you can see that's that part of it anyway. So the next thing is, right, well, he wants that is to find some parts to match it. So I've got some quite large chunks of brass, which I've roughed out this is the bolster here. This is the end cap. He wants a brass end cap, and he also wants to infill at each end. Whoops, sorry, a little wobble there. At one end a piece of water buffalo, and the other end another piece of water buffalo, which of course is going to make the handle a bit too long. So I'm going to have to trim it down, but I will start off by working out where the slot's going to go, which is just here, and then I shall get onto my milling machine, and once I've cut this out with my power hacksaw, I can then mill a slot in there nice and cleanly, which will take the blade. Now the blade he's selected, I sent him some options through the email. He's selected a rather nice carbon steel blade. So this is the one that he wants, and I hope you can see that it's reasonably clear. But I shall lay it alongside the actual piece of antler, and you can see it's quite long. Now it's quite difficult to actually drill that deep in something soft because the drill tends to wander. So I'm going to trim the tang down and turn it into a point, which will help it to bind into the pithy section of the antler. So I hope you can see that. It's got a little bit of glare on it, but it shouldn't be too difficult to do. And then I shall have to square the shoulders up nicely so that it will fit into the bolster cleanly. It's a piece, the actual blade is very substantial, hand forged carbon steel, which will do the job perfectly for him. And I'm going to take all of my viewers through the different processes from milling the slot in here, which I've got a milling machine where I can set it up, and it's actually designed for watchmaking, but it's suitable for making slots in pieces of brass. The other thing I'm going to do, this center section of the core of the antler is very, very soft, as I'm sure you're aware. But what I'll do is I will give it a good soaking over the next day or two with some very runny super glue, and we do stock a number of different types of it, but I think to start off with, the very runny stuff will soak in. I'll have to be careful it doesn't come out the other end and it gets glued to the bench in the workshop. So I'll be doing that, and then as soon as that's hardened properly, I can then drill it out. It's much more efficient to do it that way, to be absolutely honest with you. So I'll take everyone through the different stages, and at the very end I have to make a sheath. So I shall show you how I make a sheath to fit it with the stitching and the marking and all the other parts of it. Thank you. All right, speak to you soon. Bye bye.